Good evening, RPG Limit Breaker, afternoon, morning, wherever you may be. We have Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Tournament Chaos Wing. I am Classic Gamer 76. Joining me in the booth is Duskplume. How's it going, Duskplume?
Going great. Happy to be on this side of things for once. Ran the last 7 qualifiers, so I'm going to see what it's like looking at it from here, how everybody else is doing.
I am doing pretty good myself. We've got some interesting party compositions. Why don't you go over the class blessings here?
Sure. So we have everything covered. Everybody has a different party, and all 6 classes are there for us to see. We start off with the Fighter, plus 10 Vitality and Hurt Undead, both quite good. The Thief starts with 800 gold, which, you want to get your spells and anything that might be good, armor, weapon-wise, Corneria, and plus 15 agility, so it's never getting hit. Black Belt, well, okay, so we don't have a Black Belt, usually don't. Heal Magic, Equip Shirt, nobody really cares about that. Red Mage, Teleport Magic, that is important. I always feel like that's one of the best flags in the set, one of the best blessings, just having Exit and Warp whenever you need it. And they can also equip Legendary Sword, so Red Mage is just really, really good. White Mage plus 20 MDef and Invis 2. Nice to have the Invis 2. And then Black Mage plus 10 Luck and Hurt Dragon. You don't usually want your Black Mage to be melee attacking, but it's there if you need it. And the Luck will help you run from those battles that are runnable, of course.
Yep, that Red Mage is definitely pretty good. You can see everyone on stream has taken a Red Mage. Mage has actually been pretty interesting. He's going with the 2-man strats, just the Fighter and the Red Mage. And we also have Maddie with the 3-man strats with the Thief Red-White.
And then you got Kuma with Thief Fighter Red-Black and Sorbius with Thief Fighter Red-White. So 4 runners, 4 different party comps. It's going to be really interesting to see just how well this works out for them.
Yep, and Sorbius, I don't know if he's re-rolling or he set, but he is going... So far he's going with the same comp.
That might just be an accidental reset and the panic to get things ready before time starts.
It is easy to do. Yep, Thief Fighter Red-White. So, alright, the runners have been given the drop almost 10 minutes ago, so we should be off any moment now. And our tracker while have not re-rolling the Solo Thief. Yes, that is unfortunate. That might be fun to watch. The thing about Magius's 2-man is that he might have a lot more trouble running than some, because he does not have the Thief and he does not have the Black Mage. Yeah, it looks like we're off. See what we have in Corneria as far as magic goes.
Nothing good, for Black Mages at least.
Yep, I mean, Hold will help against Garland. I see a Silver Sword plus 5. That's a nice weapon there for the fighters and even Red Mages early on.
And Life and level 1 magic, though White Mage learnable, so that's something, but not a ton that's going to help you early on.
Yep, and also, that Long Sword plus 4, maybe that's why the Thief stopped by the bank and made a custom Thief withdrawal. That's a good early weapon as well.
That is very good for the fighter. That's going to be the main damage they're going to be dealing to start off here.
Yeah, and Pro Rings plus 5 for sale in Canaria. They're not cheap, but boy, are they worth it. The death protection and basically the best hand armor in the game rolled plus 5.
That's one of those things that you're going to want to come back for later in the game when you have the money, if you don't find them opening all the chests that you're looking for to get the shards, of which we need 28 today to enter Topher.
Alright, we have some divergence with Kumo going up to Toph and Sorbius heading over to Elfland. Perhaps not feeling too comfortable taking on Garland with the Mighty Hold spell.
I won't be able to get there quite yet, just because the canoe is needed to cross the shallow waters there. But Sorbius does find the ship, so never mind. Yep. Take the ship and go right on down.
That's if Sorbius's gamble paid off, finding something indoors. And Hold, sure, it's not offensive, but it's actually pretty good against someone like Garland. It has Brack's accuracy and, will paralyze him. And we see Kumo using Hold strats on Garland already.
Yep. So we got that taken care of. And as I do see there, in the top left of Toph was the canal. So we already have ship canal. which means we have a very, very open seed. There's no inner sea tour here.
The king thanks with a nice MP restoring house, and the princess has the loot. Who'd have seen that coming? Meanwhile, we also see a ruby being pulled out of Toya's.
As well as the herb. So that is going to push Sorbius even further down to Elfland.
So the question is, if you see that in Metoya's, do you keep on going to Provoca, or do you go to Elfland, which Sorbius is going to Provoca. I like that because you can check out level 2 magic, especially with level 1 not being that great.
Yep, and you do have the biggie checks, so you may as well do it. See what's there for you. Hopefully there's an offensive AoE spell. Well, fire 2 is better than nothing.
It's not bad. Let's see what white has. Well, oh, we didn't see this. The bridge was also in Elfland. That since Edward, I see Fade there, level 2. That's nice for the red and white mages, and perhaps even the future knight.
That is very nice to have. It's going to make quick work. Oh, looks like Sorbius didn't actually buy the spells, just looked at them.
All right, meanwhile, he's trying to take on the pirates here. It's going to be a long fight if he didn't get any of those offensive AoE spells.
Nope. That is a bit unfortunate.
Not sure if he was just low on money. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. He's going to kill off the pirates to get a little more money. And seeing the red mage saber strats, which we also saw used by mages against Garland, interesting enough, who picks up his house and loot. And we see that Kumo's side, we have a tomato. So the Titan is in the mood for something red. It's just not a ruby.
Well, tomatoes are quite healthy, so perhaps not the junk food flag, but something nice and fresh for a Titan this time.
Go great on salads in particular, and I think any dentist will vouch for tomatoes over rubies as far as being hard on your teeth.
Very true. And it looks like Sorbius is finally going to go ahead and get Bicky down here.
Get some money to buy those spells.
And Bicky will give us, TNT?
Yep. Usually the West NPCs will have something good, like powerful armor, and sometimes they will have an item. And we have a floater for sale in Provoca. That really changes things up.
You still need the canoe to be able to get that floater, but knowing that it's there, knowing that you can get it early is key. And in these flags, it's not guaranteed you'll get an item in the shop, but you see one there, and Sorbius, the first one to Provoca, will be able to see that and plan accordingly.
Right, Sorbius now picking up Fade for his mages. Mages heading to Elfland, picking up his bridge. And the ship. And Kumo's got his TNT.
We'll have Sorbius the first here to go to Elfland once a quick stop is made at... Oh, that's right, Sorbius actually hasn't gone up to Toph yet. Should probably get that out of the way. That's a good idea.
Alright, and so he's going to do check grab Garland. Garland should be fairly easy for him with 2 fades and a few extra levels.
Very true. So it'll be Kumo, the first on stream, to make it to Elfland.
We've got the herb, so we'll see what the prince is going to give us. A ribbon plus 2, that's not progression, but I think anyone will take that any day.
Oh, absolutely. Ribbon is very, very useful all throughout the game, especially in Topher when you have late-level enemies and the second Fiend fights with all sorts of nastiness.
Level 3 Elfland, let's see. Fire 3 also saw Cake if anyone wants to take out a Lich.
And Exit. Very useful.
Very useful. Of course, the red mages do have the tele-magic, but not everyone does have a red mage, but the more exit charges, the better.
And it does help you out in case one of them happens to die in Marsh Cave, which, Marsh being a place where your characters die because it's rough, that never happens. But in case it does, you have a backup.
Very true. I see Kumo. Looks like he's probably heading towards Marsh.
That would be the play here. You could go to the Outer Sea and see what Melmond has, or go check out On-Rack for the shop, but we already know the shop in Provoke has the floater, so this is the most likely to have anything.
Yep, unless the Sages by random chance have a vanilla canoe. I like this play. There isn't much to do in the Outer Sea. I mean, you could do Titans and Sarda, and you could dive into Earth, but why do that when you have Marsh?
Yeah, the rod does usually show up quite early in these flags, so you want to wait to get that to go into Earth. And get the slab in the top of Marsh. An item that doesn't always get a ton of use, just because it's a later game item, and it's one check that may or may not be something, but good to have.
Nothing else on the top of Marsh, so Kumo uses those level 8 charges and exits out. And what does Sarda have? Sarda has the crown.
Oh, that does tie in nicely with eventually making your way to Marsh. So Sorbius has definitely taken a different route than most everybody, but it has worked out very well in just the way that the items have made their way a nice path for them.
Especially, you know, he can do the Astos check on the way, and with 2 Fade casters, I don't think Astos is going to be much of a problem. And we have Adamant in the Titan's Trove.
So both Adamant and Crown are a couple checks that should yield some good items. And there is the Rod in the bottom of Marsh.
Yep, so Marsh play definitely playing off rather than going to Earth or even checking out the Sages. See, Wizards there, we actually have vanilla trap tiles in this flag set, which means you know what's coming, you know where the eyes and the agamas are.
Yep, if you do end up wanting to grind, you know exactly where you want to go. What you don't want to grind on are creeps, which have Blizzard. Not fun.
Gee, more nasty AoE in Marsh, you don't say.
Kumo is out with all of the exit casts and is going to go ahead and likely make their way over towards Melmond. And then check out Sarda, check out the Titan, and head into Earth.
Yep. Making the gamble that he's going to find something on Earth, like maybe a crystal, for example.
Yeah, nice to find it right there for Sorbius.
And we have the Power Bonk +4 from Narek. That's very nice. Free saber cast for, in this case, it's going to be the Thief and Ninja, which has saber access to seed, but doesn't only having 4 casts.
I don't think that we've seen level 4 magic yet, have we? I think Kumo's going to be the first one to get there.
I think so.
See if there's anything of interest here. Not white magic.
Black, however...
Very much so for black magic. Nuke and fast.
Of course, kind of unfortunate whenever they roll on the same level, because every time you cast Nuke to clean up a trash mob in Topher, that's 1 less fast cast, but you will have at least, 1 fast cast, or most cases 2.
Yeah, because that ninja will get level 4 cast if you find that tail, which most likely you will. So you will have those 2 fast casters and also 2 new casters. So very nice to find that at level 4.
Nice chunk of change in Earth 2 and the Giant Sword +3. That's a pretty good weapon right there that the Fire and Red Mage can use.
That's certainly a good mid-level weapon until you get yourself something better for endgame.
Kumo's going to translate his lab just in case he wants to go to Lefane.
Sorbius will find a light axe, which is, Not bad weapon-wise, probably not better than the giant sword since it rolled -1, but good to have as a casting item with all the undead around.
Yes. In fact, he is moving it on to his fighter so he can get those free Harm 2 casts. Well, we see Maddie's now headed towards Marshall. He will pick up his rod and the other slab and other such items.
Yep, she will certainly get all of those items and make her way over towards Melmond and Earth with everybody else.
Kumo feeds the Titan a nice, tasty tomato. And there's something for your night promotion. Dragon Armor -1.
Yeah, -1, so it's a little worse than usual, but still, that's protection against the 3 main elemental spells and a ton of armor anyway, so you're never going to turn that down.
I don't see what happened, but Sorbius's White Mage is down, taking a dirt nap in Earth, so plenty of dirt to nap on.
Oh, it's one of the advantages of the 4-person party. So you're able to get yourself still through places even if one person goes down. And a flame armor +6. That is endgame armor for sure.
Yes, that is very good. That was going to be better defense than that dragon -1. So if you find a ribbon and all you have to do is turn in the herb, then you're going to have very good protections on that fighter.
Or you can put the dragon armor on the knight and put the flame armor on the ninja and have both of them be very dangerous.
Very true. All right, Maddie's making her way through Marsh.
And we got Magus, looks like going to also head to Marsh, or no, take a few battles first, or change his mind. Who knows? Magus is just going back and forth a little bit.
Heal Helmet +5, which is nice for defense, but you're probably going to be using a ribbon.
Yep, if you can find multiple ribbons, then you're definitely wearing those, but if you only find the one, then better than nothing for a ninja.
And the vampire had the bottle there. Sorbius exits out because he does not have the rod, so he did get, some items, but no further progression.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. Not wanting to go to Earth until you find that rod, because double dipping Earth is a slog.
Yes, it is always a slog. Puts a sour taste of vanilla in your mouth.
Very much so. And yeah, I do see that Magus has the tail. The only person to have the tail so far.
Yep, had a rough time against Astos there, so he fades Astos and heads towards Marsh.
Yeah, a bit curious that he hasn't gone to promote already. You may as well. You have the access to it right away. So you have the canal, you have the ship, you have docks there.
Marsh is a good proximity play, though, so it doesn't hurt to check that out.
No, that's fair. So Sorbius, with that crystal from Earth, we'll see what Matoya has.
All right, and survey says an XCal -1. That's remember, we've got something like a +35 elemental bonus, so even at -1, that's going to be a great sword for a knight or even a red mage right now.
Now we just see if our runners, when they find that, remember that the red mage has plus legendary swords. Because that feels like one of those things that you don't always remember when you're in the heat of going through the scene.
Yes, that is very true. And Sorbius, going to get his floater and double check Spicky. That's a pretty good play, because you've all heard of races, or even perhaps seen them, where forget the Bicky check, or, get a king or princess check, and it comes back to bite later.
Sorbius is ready to get into the air once that canoe is found. We just don't know where it is yet. There's a lot of checks left.
Quite true. I mean, with the crown, I don't remember if early ordeals is on or not, but ordeals is Oh, no, it's not, because you don't have the canoe. Never mind.
Oh, can't get to Ordeals anyways. I feel like Ordeals is probably the least checked place in this flag set. And that's where the tail came from.
It's out of the way. You're not guaranteed to get anything. You know.
Like, I mean, it's 9 checks, sure, but it's also an annoying maze. And you have to be in the area for it. It's not, like, on the way to anything except tail. So I don't see a lot of people do it. I've been there once, and it didn't pay off. So I'm fine fading Ordeals as much as possible.
All right, level 5, I see Cure 4, and we also have Wall and Invis 2, which, of course, the White Mage is starting with, but the Red Mage can learn it.
That has a lot of good magic in Melmond.
I stand corrected. The Red Mage cannot learn that. That was in the last slot. That's the Vanilla Heal 2 slot. But it is extra cast for the White Mage, and Sorbius is going to promote.
Yeah, first person to do so, and with the knowledge of everything that they have and everything that is in the seed so far, I'd say that's the right play to make.
I agree. That's definitely the right play. You can put Flame Armor on the Ninja. You can put that X-Cal on someone who actually can do melee. No offense to all the Red Mages out there, but better off not meleeing with the mage. It looks like so Sorbius saved and then reset. Looks like we have quite the run off the hard resets, so if you're looking to grind, the desert's probably not going to be the place.
Oh, and it's looking like Sorbius is heading to Crescent? Make 1 check there?
There would be 1 check there, and the level 6 magic. I mean, I don't remember if Northern Docks are on, but, you know, Onrak would be a check, but I don't believe he has Oxyal, so I don't see why he would do that.
Still hasn't gone to Marsh yet, which is probably where you want to go.
It might be where you have to go. I don't know if you want to go to Marsh.
Well, when you're at this point and you're like, oh, well, let's go ahead and make 1 check at Crescent, you still haven't gone to Marsh yet, I think you probably want to go to Marsh.
Yeah. Stephen Hawkins chat saying, you know, Northern Doctor on, he's saying, you know, hey, the 8th Seeds Red Mage was a beast with an Ice Sword this week, and so that is true. The Red Mage can be viable melee. It's just not going to be your first choice, especially if you have a Knight and a Ninja.
That is very true, and, you know, finding multiple Ice Swords +5 isn't always something that's going to happen.
Also very true, so he's just going for a rematch versus Astos.
Sorbius passes the place that he needs to go and understands, yep, that's where I need to go. Looks like we're going to have Kumo as our first person on stream here to find out what is past the vampire in just a minute.
Meanwhile, Astos' crewmate's giving him some problems. And, Astos has some not terrible, but fairly unpleasant, especially for lower level characters' abilities.
Yeah, with knowledge of what Astos can do and what your party currently looks like, I think I would wait on this check, but mages will persist.
Didn't see what Astos had?
The Vorpal +5.
Oh,
that's, I mean, the Vorpal +5 is pretty good.
Yes. And legendary swords or not, you know, the Red Mage will be able to learn that after promotion at the latest, and of course Knights will be able to learn that too. But landing the key slow too and a saber, seeing some, you know, interesting strategies out of mages here. I like it.
And I do believe that is our first shard that we have seen. Oh no, it's our third.
Yeah.
There have been a few. I missed those, but that's the best of what we've seen in Earth 4 so far is 1 shard.
Yeah. Kumo did pull a katana -1 out of the Earth Armory, so, I mean, I personally would take that Vorpal +5 over that, but that's still a very viable weapon.
I mean, what it gives you is it gives you a full array of weapons. If you have the fighter red mage, you give the katana to the ninja, you give the Excalibur to the knight, and you give the Vorpal to the red mage until chaos, and then you switch the Vorpal into the fighter.
Very true, and of course, there is a Masa out there, but there might be a little bit of an issue getting that Masa, as I recall.
Yeah, Masa has an owner, and the owner doesn't want to give it to you easily.
That is true, and the owner is very robotic and temperamental about that. He can reach his closet.
That is important. That is going to open up a number of checks on the Inner Sea and is the second of our 3 items necessary to get into Topher. So Kumo has got the loot, Kumo has got the key, Kumo just needs 25 shards.
All right, Sorbius is now checking out Marsh, who's going to, of course, find a few very useful things there, particularly the rod.
And we're about to get our first look at Lich, which hasn't been quite the speed bump that he usually is. We'll see if that holds true here. I mean, we have some good spells. We got Fire 3, Nuke, and Fade. So shouldn't be too much of an issue, but let's see.
We'll see if the commentator curse just came through here. Fabian Hawk, Lich will have something, question mark.
Nope, right, Lich just has ineffectual punches.
Yep. Which maybe that means we'll have a spell Happy Kraken. That balances well with a punch Happy Lich.
It appears to be opposite day. That would be fun.
Sorbius going through Marsh. Meanwhile, Maddie picks up her katana -1, and of course we'll find the key in a minute or two. Of course, she can equip that. Well, she's putting it on the thief now because once she promotes, she's going to equip that.
It does have the katana on the red mage for now, as there is no fighter, so you don't have great melee at the moment, but that'll give you something on Lich in case you run out of spellcast, which hopefully you won't, but who knows.
And of course, the red mage also has access to that level 1 saber, and level 4 fast, so the red mage actually could be some pretty potent melee here. Kumo about to pick up that power bonk. Always nice to find.
Now we get to see what's in the dwarf armory. It's the canoe!
Well, that's pretty big. That'll get Kumo in the air as soon as they get back to Provoca. Are they already... Oh, actually, they've already bought it, I think, according to the tracker.
Sorbius is the only one who's bought the floater so far.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong one. Does not have it yet, but Kumo knows where it is. You can bet he's going to make a beeline over to Provoca.
That does look to be the case. Make a stop off at Corneria first, though. Pick up some items. Sorbius picking up the Vorpal from Estos.
So, putting that on the ninja.
We'll go ahead and purchase 1 floater. I would have purchased an extra one just to say that I had it, but, to each their own.
And they're just short on money actually selling off a few things. Right, meanwhile, Maddie continues her dive of Earth.
Nearly to the end now, just needs to get the key and then take out Lich if so desired.
Of course, even though it's a shard hunt, Lich, really the Earth Orb, laying the Earth Orb is worth 2 shards.
May not always be worth it depending on what your levels and spell slots are looking like, but I feel like with Fade and Nuke relatively early, this is something that everybody's going to do. Everybody's going to take out Lich this time around.
I agree, unless they already are diving Earth late because they somehow don't have a key and need to find it and probably are close to the max shards already. Which we did have one runner who did exit out of Earth, so that's an implausible scenario.
Sure.
And I miss if those sages had anything. Whatever it was, it seems to be worth saving.
We'll get Kuma going to neither ice nor volcano.
Yeah.
Yes, there was nothing from the sages. Was Kuma going to... Cardia? Cardia, yes.
I'm going to do some, fairly easy checks. You never know, you might find something in there.
As Maddie is now taking on Lich with the fighterless party.
Sabering up that red mage, who of course will have the katana.
And there's our first pro ring out of the box for Kumo. Very nice.
Now checking out Cardia Swampy. And Lich still just ineffectively punching Maddie like he did Kumo.
It does not look like our Lich has anything for us.
Yeah, with the boss scaling, sometimes, Lich can be a bit of a surprise, especially if he, rolls something nasty, but that appears to be punch happy. And Kumo's going to promote. Sorbius makes his way through Earth. Will shortly be picking up his key.
There's another shard or orblet for Kumo. And we shall see where he goes after this.
Alright, Maddie going to check out the key locks. Picking up her power bonk on the way. Of course, she's going to find the canoe and be really happy. And we did have a shard out of the elf treasury, but other than that, nothing.
So it looks like Kumo is just going to go ahead and check all the key locks on the way here.
Kumo's going to take on Astos, try to get that powerful +5.
Shouldn't be too much of a problem with this party and the spells that he's got.
Down goes Astos, 1 purple acquired. Now Maddie is unsurprisingly making a beeline for Provoca to pick up her floater and get in the air.
When you get canoe and floater this early, you don't want to put it off, that's for sure.
First check of Astos' closet, and we do see an opal shield +6, which is great armor for a knight. A great shield for a knight, I should say.
Yes, that, with the pro ring, with everything, that knight is going to be very hard to do meaningful damage to. Sorbius takes care of Lich as easily as everybody else. Out of Earth. And will likely be heading to Dwarf Armory here to get the canoe.
Kumo's about to check out Corneria Lock, see what we find there.
Ah, that's what Sorbius is doing first as well. Got money, and an orblet. housing, money, and a useless sword.
Yep.
I'm just kind of getting just getting breadcrumbs of shards here, one in every location. That does make you think that either any of the 3 dungeons left, Sky / Mirage, Sea, or Volcano, are going to have quite a few.
Yep, I was in this. I might be kind of tempted to check out Volcano because the armory could have a ton of shards and other items. Of course, I don't even try to speed run, so take my advice with a grain of salt.
Coral +1 is okay if you don't already have 3 legendary swords.
Meanwhile, Magus is given the business by Earth's and Earth Cave. He's really having issues, people taking down his party pretty much.
I didn't see the Opal +2 armor in the Toph Locked, but with the dragon already, not worth the time.
I don't know about that. You find the ribbon, that Opal's going to be better than the dragon. Of course, if you don't have a thief, then the Flame +6 is going to be the way to go.
But if you only find 1 or 2 ribbons, you can use them on other characters and have quite a few resistances for that night without the ribbon.
That is very true.
Especially with the pro rings that are purchasable for a okay enough price now that you've got a lot of money.
Which actually puts up to note, have we seen the wall yet? Yeah, that was in Melmond.
Yes, wall was level 5. And we actually are going to go ahead and get a Lefane check from Kumo.
Alright, this is interesting. I forget whether the Superstore is on, but I don't believe it's promoted yet anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
There is no Superstore in this flag set. Just your regular old level 8 magic.
Opal bracelet +5, so the Lefane check pays off.
It doesn't really get you further progress, but that is going to be very good armor for one of your mages.
Or even a ninja.
Well, the Flame +6.
Yeah. I mean, depends if you have extra... You haven't found the Flame +6, that would be good for a ninja.
Yeah, true. Kuma will pair this with the bottle check. See if there's anything of interest there. So we have Maddie in the air heading to Astos now? Yes, to get the Vorpal and open some keylock chests. Oh no, does not have the crown yet.
Get a Ruse staff from the fairy, so that's very nice, because I don't believe we have seen Ruse the spell yet, which means knights aren't going to be able to learn it.
The Ruse stick is always very nice to have, especially with a thief / ninja. Park them in the front, 1 or 2 casts of Ruse, and they're basically untouchable with melee.
Right, Kuma's going to do the volcano check.
Yeah, this is probably the first check I would have honestly made once I got the airship, just because there is so much here.
Silver +6 gauntlet looks nice until you realize you have Pro Rings +5.
And Sorbius is in the air now.
Also checking out Volcano.
Yep, this is definitely what I would have done. Right to Volcano. It's the absolute worst case, you're guaranteed 2 shards.
Yeah, and odds are there's going to be way more than 2 shards.
Oh yeah, if you don't find any shards in all of these checks here, then... I don't know, go buy a lotto ticket, because the odds of that are astronomical. Hey, there's one on Kumo's side. And the cube. Still need the chime, but that does give us unfettered sky access once we get it.
Be kind of funny if the chime was also in Volcano.
Wouldn't seem all that unlikely at this point.
Rune +1 with the bonus would actually be pretty good for carry. Would I take it over Nexcal? No, but...
Would you take it over Katana? No. Would you take it over Vorpal +5? No, but it's there. unrunnable fires are not what you want to be spending your time on, probably, but make the best of it with all of the spells, swords you have at your disposal.
Yep. Aegis picks up that flame +6. That's a considerable upgrade over wooden armor.
Very true.
One thing is, with the two-man strat, it's going to have less of an issue finding ribbons for everyone.
The main issue Mage is having right now is getting anywhere with the two-man party.
I haven't seen his levels, but his HP isn't that great.
And still hasn't promoted with that tail for as long as he's had it.
Hey, Kumo checking out the hairpins.
Yep, Kumo and Sorby's basically just doing a mirror image of each other's routes on this floor. Meanwhile, Maddie is taking all of the treasures that the dragons have.
As I recall, there were a few shards.
Yeah, when you have air access like this, you definitely want to check Cardia as soon as it makes sense, just because you never know what's there. Like in the async, when the key was there.
Very true. And of course, there are quick, easy checks. If you have the tail, you can also promote while you're at it.
Mm-hmm. I have Maddie checking waterfall at this point.
Gambling, maybe we have the nice trolley, you know, Oxtail is in waterfall.
Oh, certainly wouldn't be the first time that's happened. Does she think she has? No, she's just going to stay at the end.
Yep, one of the most out-of-the-way inns to stay at.
Yep, very, very out of the way. Kumo and Sorbius are just a few paces away from each other at this point.
Yep, they're now on the Agama floor.
Another shard.
In fact, high five right now. Pro K +1, if I read that correct. That's not a bad armor for a mage.
It's not, but Kumo decides not worth the time to do inventory management and leaves it behind. There's an Agama loose from its natural habitat in the room at the bottom of the 4th floor. Decides to just pitter-patter about and say hi to everybody. Doesn't have a ton of HP, it looks like, so, you know, if you decide, it might not be a bad idea to take a few battles there, get yourself a couple extra levels easily.
And mages, despite the two-man strats, is only at level 7. That's because one of the advantages of two-man strats is you can funnel experience to more people more easily, but that's not really paying out for him, unfortunately.
Magus has had a lot of issues staying alive, and you can't really get experience if you are dead.
That is quite true. We do not have save on game over in this flag set.
What we do have is in one of the Agama chests a flame shield +4.
That's very good armor for a knight or a ninja or a fighter.
And it looks like Kumo is going to take a few Agama fights, and it looks like Sorpus will take a few Agama fights. I do like this. The knowledge of the Agama not having all that much health. Your levels are in the mid-teens right now, low to mid-teens. Or not, Sorpus will just take the 2.
Kumo, though, is taking at least one more Agama fight. We'll have Maddie being the first one to check out ice.
Yep, they went to Waterfall, and there was not much there for her. So she is going to go ahead and let's see what is in ice. There could be... What could there be here? There could be Chime, there could be Oxyale. Those would be two good pickups.
Yep, and of course those would open up dungeons and a lot of chests.
Looks like Sorbius will be the first one to carry. Are we going to have... Well, we got a dead white mage. But, you know, 3 promoted Warriors of Light should be pretty easy to take care of carry here.
Yep, I believe... I also saw that. I mean, Sorbius faded the Red D chest, which... Okay, it's probably not anything.
Oh, no, Sorbius did go there.
Okay.
He just warped out and then went back in. Instead of walking back out and fighting an extra Agama, which, I don't know. I just walk out and fight the Agama. That's free experience.
Meanwhile, Sorbius is taking on Carrie, making use of all those legendary weapons. Carrie, a bit evasive. We're only getting 1 to 2 hits, and she's hitting pretty hard.
That Excalibur, though, right there. That does the trick. And Maddie has found a ribbon. Number 2.
Ice provides.
We still have a number of checks. Bait sword. A shard. A bunch of unrunnable dogs.
Yep, that's annoying. Well, Kumo's taking on Carrie.
Kumo using up some of those spell slots. Not for a ton of damage, unfortunately. You'd hope Fade and Nuke could do more than 216 combined.
Yet, statistically speaking, you would generally expect that. But RNG is going to RNG.
Fasted Vorpal does quite a bit. And Sorbius, no. We'll steal everything that the dragons have.
And Magus is actually going to try a Hall of Giants grind. He knows that it's giants that are here, but of course, that's something he can take, and he's been having a lot of issues with staying alive. So you don't have to go far. That's not a bad play. Get some of those levels.
Now we have Kumo going to ice, which has been pretty solid for Maddie so far. Quite a few shards, the ribbon. And I believe the next play for her will be to go to Volcano. Makes sense. Yeah,
But
5 or 6 shards of ice.
I think she has 2 full rows, so I think that's actually more like 12 shards.
Yeah, 12 total.
Sorbius raiding Cardia, trying to land the airship right directly in the cave, which doesn't work.
This does raise the question now of, we've seen close to everything if you combine what every runner has done. Where is the Chime? Where is Oxyale?
That's a good question.
What's left for us?
We have not checked Marsh Locked.
Marsh Locked is an option, as is Ordeals. Ordeals and Marsh Locked, I think, are the only 2 things that haven't been checked. If I'm thinking correctly.
And chat's calling out for Ordeals. I agree that's more checks. I mean, Marsh would be quicker, but odds are there's going to be something in Ordeals.
And Waterfall is not the answer. Maddie already checked that, and there was nothing there. So Sorbius will unfortunately be unhappy with what they find here.
Speaking of Maddie, she has taken down a few Peds for some relatively easy experience.
Good old EXPs.
Maybe Hawk and Chap making a good point that these are good experience, but, you know, Sorbius did run from them. Other than the ice shield, that wasn't much, and Sorbius resets out.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just see who is our first runner to either go to Marsh Locked or go to Ordeals. Oh, it looks like Sorbius is going to Marsh Locked.
Yep, that is the quicker check.
I'm not sure if it is, with how much he had to fly down to get here from where he was. Ordeals was right there. I mean, it is a bit of a walk, but it's also 7 more checks. Oh, 6 more checks.
Yep. There is a 75% chance of things will be in Ordeals versus Marsh Locked. So, you know, sometimes you gotta look at the odds and say, you know what, I don't care.
I suppose that's what you're most comfortable with, and with the knowledge that Ordeals usually is nothing in these flags, then perhaps that's just on your mind and you decide, well, let's just see what Marsh has for me. Oh, that's nothing.
Yep.
2 more checks. Looks like Magus was bounced out of Earth again. Rough time.
Yeah, very rough time. Kumo is going to take a few eyes for some relatively easy experience.
And the final Marsh Lock check, after we get past some dogs and some wizards. Sickly looking wizards.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They don't look too healthy. And
it's Ordeals.
Yep, so Ordeals will be the play. Suddenly the Telemagic on the red mage looks really nice, because that really makes the pillar maze a lot less painful.
Yep, but we're not going to get that right away because Sorbius has yet to do ice. So we're all eventually going to converge on Ordeals, but it's probably going to be everybody's last check, so we'll get there eventually.
What would be funny is Axial and Ordeals, and then you find the Chime in TFC.
Funny is certainly a word you could use for that, yes.
There might be all sorts of words used for that, but funny is the one we can repeat on stream.
And there are a lot of words that I could allude to. None of them are kosher.
Mage is picking up his bottle. His red mage is down, so he's just going to try to walk this out. He's having a miserable time with Earth.
Yeah, the 2-person party here not working for him, unfortunately.
Sorbius picks up Katana -1 in ice, so now we both Katanas located.
Well, those are some zombie-looking frosties.
Indeed they are.
There's that second ribbon. Definitely gonna want to pick that up.
Very glad to see that.
So what happens first? Kumo gets through the lock checks in Marsh, or Sorbius finishes ice?
That's a good question. Partially might depend on whether Sorbius decides to grind on the eye at all. I'm going to say probably Kumo going through Marsh. Is that Sorbius? I'm at level 12. That's what I saw. I would definitely consider taking a few eyes.
Yeah, they'll skip the Agamas, so we'll see if he does the same for the eye as well.
Well, losing Arachnids, that's no fun for a single fighter.
Well, Mage has got a long way to go to get out of Earth here. As Maddie is making her way down to the Agama room.
We'll see if she takes more than one Agama.
And Kumo still has Waterfall to check, so This may be neck and neck heading to ordeals between our top two runners on the screen.
Indeed, Waterfall is the logical check to make because, Kumo's probably thinking, I know this is going to be one of those seeds with the Oxyel or the Chime and Waterfall. I mean, we know it's not, but that's what he might be thinking right now.
It may not have perceived it there, but Sorbius had just like an extra second or two after that last check in ice. Like, wait a minute, okay. What's next?
Right? Maddie is going to gain a few levels. I like her strategy here.
I know this is a good call. Especially with a 3-person party, you're going to get levels quicker. And the Agama's going to go down 1 round, so... We now know exactly how much HP the Agama has. 463.
That is rolled up considerably, but it's still good experience, and Sorbius picks up his Roo Sticks, going to be happy to see that. And he's going to start to trek to ordeals.
It's happening. It's finally happening. Our ordeal to ordeals.
See how much of an ordeal ordeals is. There's usually something in there with a nasty script. Not as likely as March or Earth, but it's still likely.
With the spells and the weapons at our disposal, hopefully shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Not to mention, I believe Sorbius has found at least 2 ribbons, so...
Yes. Kumo purchasing 61 houses, completely taking up the market so that nobody else can own a house.
Alright, and now he is flying. Looks like he's going to head in the direction of ordeals.
Yep, he's got nothing left, just like Sorbius. And Maddie's decided that is enough Agama levels, and Agama's like, wait, no, 1 more. 1 for the road. An Agama for the road, why not?
Sorbius, meanwhile, trying to make his way through the pillar maze. Could it be the legendary 4th pillar maze? Sometimes I just try the 4th pillar first to get that out of the way.
It does look like the pillars are not cooperating today. Not easy. But Sorbius is finally through, and we will now get to see what has ordeals hidden from us.
Yes, of course, it's possible that we could have both the Oxyale and Chime in here. It's unlikely, but it is possible.
We are going to get the Oxyale.
Oxyale, yeah. And what else do we have? We have a shard. Might be interesting if we see that Masa chest here.
We now have Maddie taking on Carrie. Shouldn't have too much trouble here.
Hope she's got some solid levels, and boy, she got all the legendary weapons she would want.
So it is just the Oxyale, which means that our Chime is in C.
The Chime and TFC dream lives.
And it will remain to be seen whether or not we ever actually step foot into Mirage Sea.
That is true, because you do not have to do all the dungeons.
No, and depending on just how many shards Sorbius has, given you get 4 from Kraken, there's a number of chests in the sea, you might just reach your 28. It seems pretty likely at this point that it will.
Yep, and if you're happy with your equipment, then no real need to go to Sky.
Blaze Ankylos.
Ankylos weren't annoying enough already.
Maddie checking out the locked chests in the castle. Getting that 1 shard. Meanwhile, Kumo and Sorbius are right next to each other. They are on each other's tails.
Mages has left Earth, and just wants to buy more equipment, or is just leaving in frustration, or both.
And Maddie will be getting the Vorpal from...
Looks like Sorbius is going to do the left side first. I agree. You got the force charge from Kraken. Let's see what you can find on the left side. See if you really need to do the right. Of course, there's one important thing you can only do on the right side, of course, and that's carbonate bubbles.
Bubbles may survive. It does look like Kumo is doing the same. Heading right side first.
I like this play on both their parts.
And hello, RP Gamer. Welcome on in to Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Tournament 2024 Qualifiers. Race 8 out of 12. 4 runners on screen here. 2 of them getting rather close to the end. Hope you had a wonderful stream, and thank you for bringing your community here.
Those are some sickly looking Sehags on Sorbius' side, of course.
Yes, Sorbius' color palettes have been interesting.
Yes. As you do those random color palettes, you can get something... Yeah, interesting is a good word. Hideous might also be a pretty good word.
I was trying to be kind.
6502 gold. Favorite microprocessor.
Oh, love the dabbing Moogle emote. Now, the unfortunate thing here is we have not found many shards at all.
Nope, flame +1 sword. That's could be useful if you find that war mech and you don't have the X-Cal. Which I think most do at this point.
I think everybody's got X-Cal and Katana and Vorpal, so weapons are taken care of.
I didn't see the bonus on that, but that was... Well, Kumo fades the ice armor. Probably realized, oh, I've got stronger flame armor.
I have Maddie taking a different route to get to ordeals.
And what in the blazes is with those catmen?
Well, catmen are so hot right now.
Well, they really burned poor Maddie there. Sorbius Kumo checking the same chest, but approaching from different directions. Of course, we have the vanilla trap tile, so you know what's going to be there. So if you really want to fight a seafood party platter,
you're forced to in this case because it is unrunnable. So Sorbius definitely making the better call there to go to the other trap tile.
Because I recall, we actually have 16% unrunnable, which is higher than vanilla, but unrunnable seafood party platter sounds really annoying for Topher.
Yes, there certainly are unrunnables in this flag set. That is the extent of what I will say.
Yeah.
Maddie getting
sword, so that is definitely worth. Well, you have all the legendary weapons, but Sun +3 still isn't bad.
No, I mean I suppose it's alright to have if you really want it. Maddie getting her Oxy Ale, finishing off ordeals here, and well, instead of exiting out, we'll just run out. Or we'll now exit out. Eventually.
May have wanted to check the trap tile and realized, oh yeah, that's right, they're vanilla. It's easy to forget.
One of those things where just the more you run the flag set, the more you remember, right, okay, this is how it's going to work.
Sorbius about to take on Kraken. I do not believe we have seen Brack yet. We've seen the Bane Sword, though. In fact, Sorbius is going to try that.
Yeah, we'll Bane Sword, and we'll get everybody else ready to punch and slash that Kraken down. Venusaur does not work.
Going to try Excalibur some fades. Of course, we've got some higher scaling, so Kraken will probably survive, or may not survive this round, depending.
Or not. Kraken is done. So Sorbius at this point is, I believe, going to want to go back in. Still a few shards short.
Actually, that early encounter must have missed earlier and going down to get that hero run off off the hard reset to get down at least close to mermaids.
Yeah, super quick first encounter and then a very long run. And there's the chime right there.
Right, it was right there.
I might exit out at this point, honestly, and just go check Mirage.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you've got some better experience encounters there, but then again, didn't quite catch Sorbius's shard count, but if he's fairly close, then, makes sense. Okay, let's just finish up the shards here and see.
Maddie is going right side first and gets the chime.
This will be interesting to see if she clears out mermaids, whether she decides to head on to Mirage or take on the Kraken side. Aegis picks up his canoe.
And that is the final 2 shards for Sorbius. They were right there at the beginning. Now, Sorbius feel alright with his levels? That's the question.
Yes, and that's a very good question. Well, see him heading back to Volcano or Ice, we'll know the answer was no. Although, 3rd floor Topher Ground is also quite doable. In fact, I think we saw that last Sunday at the very least. Not in other races as well.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna do it. Level 18 all around. That is quite low.
Yes. So might be thinking of that, set grind, or it might just be saying, well, I'm going to dive. Maybe I'll get lucky. Worst case, I'll get some info.
Yeah, and I suppose you're an hour 4 in. You're thinking, well, I got to get going at some point. Lafayette, welcome into RPG Limit Break, Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Tournament 2024, 8th qualifier out of 12. See our racers up here on screen, nearing the end. We have our first runner on stream heading into the final dungeon. It's with Sorbius at 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 40 seconds.
Yep.
Hope you had a wonderful stream.
And I just saw Maddie has all of her shards, so she's going to save and be heading for Topher. Her level's like... Or no, she's actually heading back in. I thought she saw those shards and saw her exiting. Maybe I missed something here. Like maybe a completely blank on a missing row of shards. Sorbius plays the loot. Is on through. I didn't see if he checked the validation check, but
no.
Why would he?
At this point, like, maybe if you really want that 3rd ribbon, but not worth it.
Taking this Chimera and Chimera fight, maybe, trying to get a few levels on the way down. Magus is going to promote.
And just, your standard 66-minute promotion. And yeah, Maddie is taking a winding route down to Kraken. As Kumo has now gotten the last of his shards, and he will be making his way to Topher unless he decides that a grind is necessary.
Yep, I didn't catch his levels. We'll see. Maybe we'll see next time he menus. Well, Sorbius to the earth floor. Kumo heads towards Topher.
Almost going to be about 2 minutes behind Sorbius.
Enters in about the 106.45. Meanwhile, Sorbius is taking on Speed Bump 2.
Interesting here that Maddie is still checking chests when Kraken is all that is needed.
Yep. She might not feel comfortable about her equipment. Or she's like, well, quick check, maybe I'll find that third ribbon. Alright, Sorbius is past speed bump 2, heading onto the fire floor.
This is where things start to get a little trickier. You have a rather flesh-colored carry today.
Yep, you are going melee, melee, fade, fade. Saving the fast charges for later fiends.
Hoping Carrie doesn't have anything here. We shall see. Carrie does have drugs.
Yes. Cracks Sorbius' party in half, quite literally, but Fade takes her down. So,
that white mage, though, with life, helpful.
Yep, I don't think we've seen Life 2. And actually, well, we have our little sheet here. We know where it is, but pretty sure the runners will not have chucked it.
That's correct. Using up a couple of Cure 4 already there just to get the party back up, which I would wait to use those for later on. I don't know if I'd want to do that just right after Carrie.
Yeah, I agree.
That doesn't come back to bite Sorbius.
You know, Maddie is on Kraken 1.
And Kumo is catching up to Sorbius.
Taking on Carrie. We didn't see anything much out of Carrie the first time. Of course, it never happens that the Fiend doesn't show anything for one runner and then, unleashes a nuclear on the next.
We did see that crack. And there's Nuke.
That's true. She did have crack and Nuke. So, Carrie, a few big swings take her down. The Black Mage is down. Do we have life? Because
we sure don't.
We did not get it. We did not go back to get it, so we will be without the Black Mage the rest of the run. Meanwhile, rest of the dive. Well, Magus is heading into ice.
And Maddie enters at 109.41, 5 minutes behind Sorbius, and 3 minutes behind Kumo.
Right. Sorbius is on the water floor, had to take care of a seafood party plaque, and of course those are unrunnable, so that's extra annoying.
Yeah, not a lot you can do about that. You have to take them out, try and conserve as many resources as you can while doing so.
Sorbius already switching to the whirlpool on the fire. This is interesting.
And we have, at the same time, Kumo and Sorbius, Kraken 2.
Yep. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see whose Lifecaster goes down first.
Kraken decides to punch the Thief on Kumo's side, and tries to rub out the Red Wizard, but to no avail.
Right. Quadex doesn't work on that side. On Sorbius' side, I mean. Meanwhile, Kumo's, we have a swing. Not a lot of damage, but, Kraken's Lux didn't work well there. And goes fire 3 back on Sorbius' side. Big hit from the Vorpal there.
Looks like Sorbius is having a little bit more success, which makes sense with the extra party member up. Lit 2, that's not going to do much on both sides.
Well,
and Kumo is the first one to get Kraken down.
And Sorbius actually did melee with everyone, which led to an ineffective White Wizard move. He didn't wait, which was interesting. He spends a nuke charge, which is, sharing the same level with Fast, or would have had Kraken not gone down beforehand. Meanwhile, Kumo's on Tia 2.
Sorbius now using up those heal pots to get everybody back up. 5 hits for 5 damage. That's, you don't want to see that from...
That is not a good sign.
No. Three hits, 3 damage. Yeah, we're gonna need a bit more than that.
We'll see what the... Well, he's rusing up the fighter, so we'll see what the fighter can do afterwards. Well, finally got a crit in there. That's a little better. And Sorbius is pulling Tia too.
Interesting that Sorbius is using up all of the Invis 2 casts before Chaos.
Boy. 638, not getting a lot of damage output going there. And Tia, the little Bane, takes down Sorbius' ninja. Didn't take anyone down on Kumo's side.
It's just a story of small amounts of damage right now on both sides, whittling away at Tiamat. Oh, and Tia decides, you know what, this is taking too long. I'm gonna go a little faster here. I'm gonna punch you even harder.
We've seen much punching out of Tia.
If we do, it's gonna be rough. Like that.
Yep.
Goodbye, Thief.
And of
Goodbye,
course,
Ninja.
the heal potion comes out just too late. But the knight finishes off Tia, and Kumo's onto the Chaos floor.
Unfortunately, with only half his party. We got Red
Sorbius.
Wizard and we got Knight.
Sorbius takes down Tia, and he has his whole party up now. Meanwhile, Mandy is on carry too, but we have Kumo versus Chaos. And did I see a nuke? Or that's a nuclear out of Chaos.
Yep, starting off with a nuclear. Great to see. And going right into Thunder. This Chaos might be a problem.
Yes, this Chaos is not playing around. All right, got full evasion on the fighter. Going to continue the heal pot strat. Start with the power bonk.
And Maddie is, yep, not having much luck with carry there.
Yep, finds out that carry 2 has nuke.
Gonna have to restart. Now Sorbius has pulled Chaos. Watermelon Chaos, it looks like.
And another nuclear and tornado from Chaos. This Chaos is not kind. That was a mismenu there. Oh, nuclear.
And pays dearly for it.
That was either a short skill list or a third nuclear on Chaos. So we'll see if Sorbius has much better luck. There's the first nuclear.
Out of heal pots. That's rough.
Yep. Looking for things to do out of fast charges.
So now
Out of fade, so it's got harm 3.
Did Sorbius switch to the Vorpal on the Knight? Thunder takes out 2 party members?
We do have life 1 in battle on this flag set, if memory serves.
That is true.
Of course, right, this Chaos is spamming some bad AoE. Bring someone up, they'll be down again just as quickly. There's the second nuclear.
Oh, nuclear Chaos. Rough.
Yeah, Lightning 2 doesn't do much.
Tornado.
There you go, and now we know nuclear's next, and that will down the Knight. Chaos fortunately swings.
Just keep swinging and hope Chaos keeps punching. Nope, there's the lit too. And Kumo is back in, along with Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie,
And now Sorbius is back in.
Maddie getting some metal slimes, getting some rude experience, and Wildham in chat, rude Chaos today. Shoutouts to our trackers, by the way.
They've done a phenomenal job of keeping everything up to date to let us know what everybody has and what they've done.
Meanwhile, that is one other not so great looking Phantom. Not that it's ever great to see Phantoms. Sorbius initially tries to use the rod, but it's like, that's the wrong plate. Plays the loot. Maddie about to come up on the first speed, or second speed bump. Finds a few Saurias first, decides to take them down. Does some heal 3 strats while in battle. And you're taking them down anyway. You got a turn. Why not use it? And it is a short skill list. As Steven said, Nuclear Thunder, Nuclear Tornado. 50% chance. Thanks, Stephen Hawk. And that is a nasty chaos. Kumo coming up to the Phantom.
And thing is that we did not see heal 3 anywhere, which would have been very nice to mitigate all of that AoE.
Well, it must have been somewhere, we just didn't notice it. Oh, heal 3 was level 7 Gaia.
So Sorbius or Maddie could get that, but at this point you're probably just going to keep throwing yourself at Topher and hoping, hey, one of these times I'm going to get through.
They now know how nasty that chaos is. Well, Kumo and Sorbius do. I don't recall if Maddie's gotten down that far. Kumo taking on speed bump 2 again, gets by it. Meanwhile, Sorbius is on the fire floor. We'll know that Carry 2 has Crack and Nuke.
Once again, Kumo right behind.
Yep, doing Carry 2s. Well, Magius is going through Volcano. Get up a few more shards.
And Maddie not far behind, Glitch 2.
Right? He was like, oh, I should be casting spells. Here's Lit 2.
I think it's just safe to say, in general, not a fun Topher today.
Not a fun Topher. One thing I saw is Maddie's at 27 across the board after that picture, so her party's going to be definitely a little more durable than the others were, which, with all those skills Chaos has, could come in quite handy.
Only one downside is Maddie's the only person on stream here to not roll a fighter, so they don't have the knight with that extra HP, and everybody's just hovering around 400, which, one nuke.
Or 2 nuclears and a tornado. Speaking of one nuke, there goes the red mage.
Carrie playing along nicely and saying, hey, Dusk, let me go ahead and illustrate your point for you.
Mage is about to take on Carry 1. Kumo is on Kraken 2. Saw some insta-kill spells out of Kraken 2 the first time.
Oh! Maddie did get heal 3. I didn't see that. And Carrie's like, well, just have another nuke then.
Maddie's definitely going to need all those extra levels, and then some. While Carry 2's taking down the Red Wizard for Magius, but is not able to do too much with the Knight. Just doing 5 hits, 5 damage.
And yes, as for who you want to blame for this seed, Dark Moon. Everybody give their happy little thoughts to Dark Moon for us getting to watch this.
Right, meanwhile, surprise, surprise! Kumo is through Kraken 2 and his life caster is down. Now Sorbius has multiple life casters and multiple light warriors on a knee.
And Magus is through Volcano.
So he's actually going to check out Metoya, see what she has. With X-Cap, I will take that. Kumo's on Tier 2, Sorbius will be on Tier 2 in a moment. And it looks like Maddie's going to do a Topher 3 grind. I like this play. She needs some more hit points and she knows it. Down to man mode strats for Kumo.
I think Maddie actually just went the wrong way at first.
That's possible, but... Or maybe she decided to take a longer route to pick up an extra fight. Kumo through Tier 2 has a Knight and a Dream, and a Roostaff and a Power Bonk and a Vorpal.
I do have a feeling that Dream is going to be crushed relatively quickly.
I have to agree. I think what Chaos has, you just gotta hope that Chaos attacks and doesn't do that. Or that.
Or that.
Or that.
Well, yeah, Chaos is like, get out of here with this. You're going to bring one Knight here to face me? No, come back. And Kumo says, no, I'm not going to come back. I'm done with this.
Yeah, I cannot blame Kumo one bit. I mean, this has been a nasty, nasty Topher, and Sorbius all his party up and is going to take on Chaos again. Fast, we have Roostic, we have considering going to go with the Invis 2 strats. Ninja attacks 101, not bad. Fast goes off, Invis 2 goes off. Another Roostic. You have Fade, and the White Mage is out Fade, so she does harm 3. We do have that harm for White Mage's flag on. And here's the first nuclear out of Chaos.
Everybody lives, so that's good.
Cure 4 on the Knight, trying to keep that Knight topped off so that he can survive all the nasty skills the Chaos has. Well, Maddie is through Carry 2 with all of her party up. Sorbius down to 6 heal pots. So maybe there's 2 just trying to when Chaos attacks it, not likely to do much.
Everybody's still alive somehow.
Yep, so far.
Chaos playing along by punching.
You know, do some heal pot strats on the White Wizard to try to keep her alive so she can use that Cure 4 on the Knight if need be. Meanwhile, good hit out of the Knight.
And another punch.
Down to Kraken 2.
There finally go the Ninja and the Red Wizard, but a big hit out of the Vorpal, and Sorbius is our first finish
right.
runner on stream.
Yep,
The time of 1. Yep, good.
Yep, get your GGs out in chat because Sorbius has that official time of 1:26:44. Let's see, that puts him. We've had actually a lot of people finish because that put him in 15th.
Yep, our first finisher was Lord Fizzlebeef at 1:06:21, followed by Edgeworth at 1:12:03, Peasants at 1:12:04, then Oslotto, Caleb, ADR, Pickles and Beer, Spellzap, Irby B, Cyrinus, Shanigan, Flurry, Ravioli, and Krellin. And Sorbius, 15th, 20 minutes behind first place, so they will get a 15 score. And they have decided, you know what, this was enough. Not really feeling the interview. Get it. This was rough.
Yep, we can definitely understand that. Meanwhile, Maddie is on Tia 2. Hey, Tia Melees, the ninja uses the power bonk. Get fast coming out on the red mage now. I like it. Red mages and red wizards can be viable melee. Not going to be your first choice, but they can be quite viable. Swing. And again, it's just a matter of chipping away at Tia. 6-1-16. Whoa! Big hit on the red mage, and it goes down. And Maddie remembers that life in battle, brings it back up. Tia says no and smacks it back down.
No, I hit that one for a reason. It's staying down.
And Maddie's like, no, it comes back up.
So it looks like we're gonna get Cure 4 on the Red Wizard. Kraken decides to punch the ninja instead, which will help keep the Red Wizard alive.
Meanwhile, Magus is coming across speed bump number 1. He's still doing all melee strats. You've seen a lot of turns being done with the wizard, and it's like red mage is down again. The red wizard is up again. And
Red Wizard has 1 health.
Yeah, it barely survives, but that's 1 health is all you need. Tia's like, if I cast fast, maybe that red wizard will stay down, and Beef is like, get out of here.
Survival is all that matters. Doesn't matter how well you do it, just survive.
Mage is checking out the Toph lock chest. I don't think anyone else checked these. Oh wait, no, I remember the coral sword. Someone else did check these.
Both Kumo and Sorbius did. I'm unsure if Maddie did, but yeah, they were checked and not much of interest.
Alright, Maddie making her way to Chaos, who of course has extremely nasty scripts, and moving that ninja into the 3rd position, I like it. Could get the chance of the RNG loop. Red Wizard in the 4th position, also a chance of an RNG loop.
Gonna cast fast on that Red Wizard first. Chaos plays along with just Lit 2, none of its really awful abilities first.
Yep, just toy with Maddie, make her to think maybe this won't be a bad Chaos.
Saber for the Red Wizard. Punch from Chaos. Pretty friendly so far.
Magus, meanwhile, is heading towards Ordeals. Got to give credit to Magus for continuing to see, despite all the early adversity and how trolly it's been for him. Meanwhile, Fade comes out. There's the nuclear, number 1.
And very low rolls. That is extremely helpful.
Now comes Thunder, which uses just the white mage. Cure 4 comes out too late, but fortunately we have life in battle. White mage survives the nuclear, brings up the red wizard. Now swings and misses. Wizard swings and does a bunch of damage. Did not
Maddie
do it.
hanging on by the skin of her teeth here.
Yes, but that Red Wizard is doing quite a bit of damage. Here 4 comes out. Oop, 187. That's a step in the wrong direction. Gonna use considering heal 3. Swings, punches H down into nuclear range, down into tornado range, but uses stop instead. It's like stop, and Maddie's like, no, we don't want to stop. Cass is like, no, stop.
We can't stop here. This is Chaos Country. 7 for 387 with that vorpal swing. The tornado comes out. Not enough to kill anybody. A fade, another vorpal swing. How much longer can Maddie hold out? Ice 2 from Chaos. That's not going to be enough to worry. One more swing, maybe. Almost there. And the harm 2 from the light axe gets Maddie second place on stream, 17th overall with a time of 1:32:33. Finishing in between Maddie and Sorbius is Rubes in 16th place with a time of 1:28:11. And joining us in the booth is Maddie. Welcome on in. GG.
Thank you. This is my personal best, and yeah. I had a red wizard in a dream.
That was a rough chaos for a lot of people, but you managed to get through it on your first try.
Yeah, I was so sad with the bouncing off of carry with the nuke, because I'm like, oh my god, only Fizzle has finished. Maybe I could win and get points. And then nope, nuke. But hey, I'll take a best. I was really contemplating just the red mage on this seat, not the thief. Oh, I'm crazy. Tell me I'm crazy. Oh.
Well, okay. You want to say you're crazy, but hey, being crazy can be fun.
It was very fun. It was very fun. I was hyped the whole time. And again, a PB. First time they put me on stream, I'll take it. Like it 10 times out of 0.
Absolutely. Right, so this was rough for a lot of people. You managed to get through it in a pretty decent time.
Oh yeah,
everything.
I just done with a decent time. Yeah,
so,
I wonder how many people took the Black Mage and then Nuke's at 4, but Fade was at, what is it, 2? And it was like the only spell that I'm like, oh, there's my super, we're good. My terrible choices will not be punished.
Well, everyone on stream always took a red mage at least, or a red mage and a white mage, so...
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wise choices.
Yeah. So what was you thinking behind your party? You were the only one on stream who didn't take a fighter.
I just kind of looked at his stuff and I wasn't feeling it. I've been trying to do the 2 and 3 mans lately because I know they're kind of like the meta for this layout, and I know you get the experience faster. So I figured to give it a shot. When the red mage had legendary swords, like I said, I was almost red mage, white mage only, but then I'm like, no, I've never committed to red mage melee. I should probably at least consider the thief and the extra money to buy spells. So yeah, that was my nonsense reasoning, and it worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like the times are getting better and better with each run you're doing. How comfortable would you say you are with the flag sets 2/3 of the way through qualifiers now?
I definitely think that this flag set has more of an advantage to me than not, purely on the basis of I don't need to know where incentives are. I'm not as punished for like getting lost in dungeons, because very clearly I'm still doing that, as y'all noticed. And like even then, like I'm not super confident with the HP levels, but I know enough with the non-randomized tiles where I can roughly get a good grind. So like I said, this is a really helpful beginner settings when you don't know anything else, and that's been playing to my advantage, I feel, at least in terms of finishing. I still have 15 points across the board.
Meanwhile, we do have Magus going into Waterfall, who he's going with the 2-man strats, and boy did he get trolled, and particularly by Earth early.
Yeah, I remember something. Wait, did I have a rough time in Earth or not? I don't remember. The seas are starting to bleed together.
Yeah, definitely understandable. So do you think you'll be doing any of the last 4? You're gonna keep going with them?
I mean, I need them for the practice, if nothing else. So I probably will be if I'm not needed for like restream staff. So
Yep. Certainly understandable.
the benefits and downsides of being an arbiter for the community is I probably should be doing more stuff to help.
Well, hopefully we'll be getting more people to help out here now that we've got 8 seeds down. People are getting more comfortable with their times. That's why
Oh
I'm
yeah.
here.
I think we're on the last, what is it, 4 races for getting stuff, so people want those times to at least, not be 15s like me.
Absolutely.
The forfeit bracket's gonna be lovely.
I think we're about ready to wrap up here. We're gonna go ahead and raid Magus. Can you go ahead and give him a nice audience as he finishes up? As he's still got a little bit of ways to go. Is there anything that you would like to close with, Maddie?
Well, I mean, thank you for everyone for having me. Thank you for the community for always being, super welcoming to me and everything like that. The sprites that I use is entirely custom and I think is added to the thing. They're all nonsense characters I made back in the day. And yeah, no, this has been a lot of fun. Join the FFR community. I see that there's been some subscriptions sent out to RPG Limit Break. You should definitely do that. And if you do enjoy my nonsense and want to come with me for the journey, you know where to find me. I'm on the list. So yeah.
You know where to find all of us here. Got our names, got our Twitch channels. If you want to follow, please feel free to. We'd all be happy to have you, and we'd all be happy to have more people join us in the FFR community. We want to thank our trackers, Lemon Gangonot, for making sure that everything was on screen for us. We didn't miss anything, where all spells were. Anything we need to know is there for us. It's always appreciated. And Classic Gamer, I'll hand it off to you. Thank you for letting me be a co-pilot today.
All right, well, thank you, the Swoom, and once again, thanks to our trackers. Thank you to RPG Limit Break for hosting us. Thanks to everyone in chat. You guys are great. You are fun, of course. Thanks to everyone in the community. This is a great group of people. We're friendly. Like I said, we don't bite. And there are a lot of people who, if you're interested in this, you see on there, they will teach you how to beat them. Or if you're just a casual player like myself, you can just roll your own crazy seeds and come up with whatever. There are so many possibilities to do with this randomizer. But anyway, we will shortly be rating mages. I am Classic Gamer 76. It has been a pleasure. I'll see everyone next time.